Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. It's just Nadine here today. Last time you saw just Rachel, so today I decided to do a little video for you. So let's get started. I had the amazing opportunity to travel to the Philippines when I was about 13 to 14, and I traveled with my my church youth group, and we that year we usually do like kind of like a little missions week at like my hometown, because we have people who are elderly around and they go to our church who need our help. But we decided, like, hey, let's go somewhere else. Like, let's go somewhere else that could use our help. So traveling to the Philippines was definitely interesting. Anytime you travel, you're gonna hit road bumps, you're gonna hit things that you have to deal with. And I had never been on an airplane, and my first flight was 13 hours long. I was terrified. To get to the Philippines, we had to drive about 6 hours to New York, and we flew out of JFK because our hometown is about 6 hours away from New York. And so we drove there, and then we flew out of JFK to Tokyo, and that was like our first stop in between to get to the Philippines. When I first got on that airplane, I was freaking out. Like, my mom has this picture of me, and I'm like sitting there studying the books that they have in like the chairs, and I'm like hyperventilating, and I was like, you know what, if this plane is going down, like, I'm gonna know what to do. Like I'm going to survive if we crash. And then our second flight was 3 hours, and that was from Tokyo to Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines. And then once we got to Manila, we had our next flight was like that next morning, because it was about 9 or 10 o'clock at night when we got to Manila. And so we stayed in like a child evangelist place. Like, we went over and we knew people who were going to be in the Philippines, and they helped set us up in that. And so we were able to like sleep in beds. McDonald's the next morning. Interesting fact, the McDonald's there has like fried chicken and spaghetti. I don't know why. I didn't get it because I was not taking the chance. We drove back to the airport and had an hour flight from Manila to Panay, which was the island neighboring the one that we were staying on, which is Boracay. And so we took a boat to Boracay and got to the house that we were staying in. As we were traveling, we hit, like I said, some road bumps. And one of the biggest one was we had this girl in our group, and like my mom went with me, but some people's parents didn't come with them. No big deal, you just have to have like a guardian, like if you're underage. She was like one of the last ones to go through, and they stopped her. And they took her like to this back room, and we're like, what is going on? Like, where'd they take her? Well, it turns out they suspected like us of human trafficking, and we're like, no. And we pretty much had to like smuggle her into the country. What I say by that is like how it's run there is a lot different, and they pretty much just said, like, if you want her to come with you, you need to pay us. And it was only like $80 or $100 in American money, so we're like, heck yeah. So we just paid, and she could cross the border. So yeah, that happened. Jet lag wasn't really a problem until I got home. Like, once you get there, and we also were kind of forced, like, we instantly started working, we instantly started going and doing things, so we didn't really have time to be tired. But why we went there was because of the Addy tribe, and they're very poor. They are discriminated against in the Philippines. It's beautiful to have fair, pale skin, and Addy tribe is African American. They have very dark skin, dark complexion, black hair. That's not accepted in that country, and so they're discriminated against. They're pushed out. They're rejects. They live in like straw huts, and they don't have food. They don't have fresh water. A lot of the men of the tribe go to the city to work, send money back to their families, or they try to come to the US to get money because they're extremely poor. They don't have anything, and they don't have any way to get out of that situation. Which is honestly a shame, because half the people that I met there changed my life. And they were so sweet, they were so appreciative. Everything that we did for them, they thanked us 1,000 times over, and I did not want to leave. We went for about 10 days, and that was not enough for me, because I met so many people who like changed, I'm like getting emotional, who changed like how I see things, and they know, like, they don't take advantage of things, and they take things into appreciation. And so while we were there, we had like food stations every day, and we would go to like their tribe, and we would play with all the kids, and we would sing with them, and we like do little devotions. But honestly, those kids were the sweetest kids I've ever met in my life. I mean, we brought little toys for them. Like we brought like little like toy cars that you kind of just like throw away, or balloons, just to see their faces light up from that simple small thing makes you realize that we don't appreciate the things that we have. And we helped build houses and build a school for them. A lot of the kids there were 13, 14 years old and were in first grade. They did not have an education. And then with the schools, we would go and we would tutor kids, and we would tutor them in English. They had like books and things that were donated from the US, probably through like church groups or from people who would donate money to them. And we would kind of sit down and tutor them and help them. And a lot of it was broken English, but they could understand mostly what we were saying. Although it was very like sad just to see the things that they don't have. And we tried the best that we could. And like we had a doctor come with us because he goes to my church, and a lot of it, like a lot of people had medical issues that like we couldn't treat. Like we didn't have the resources to help them with, but they didn't have a doctor. Like they didn't have places they could go to like get that taken care of. And so like that honestly like broke my heart to see that like they were in such need and we couldn't help them as much as they needed. We did do some fun things though. The island there is absolutely gorgeous. Like I've never seen a place in the US that is so gorgeous as there. The water's 80 degrees, crystal clear, like it is beautiful there. It's always warm out. We had like white sand beaches. We would go down every morning and like do devotions on the beach. And we went snorkeling and were able to like go out in the ocean, like see all these fish. We could walk along the beach. They had a bunch of shops down the beach and like go and like buy things and buy like little shells, or like they would like weave purses. A lot of the women of the tribe would weave purses, and they were gorgeous just to make money. So yeah, that's kind of like the little bits of this video. Like I can't really go into specific like great detail of everything that we did because we did so much. But yeah, that's it for this video. Sorry if I like kind of left anything out, but I just thought I would share that with you. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up, and then you can subscribe. We try to post about once or twice every week, and there will be a new one coming out soon.